Hey Corona Diary, so it's currently day 27. We have finally caught up with the videos and we're back to normal again, so this is the first individual one again. I did actually debate whether I should just do a week's worth in one video or continue what I was doing, but I know that there was some of you that was enjoying having the video to watch every day, so I've decided to go back to that. So everyone is well at the moment, which is amazing. The sun is out, which is also amazing. I've had some chance to do a bit of reflecting, and I think some of the things that have come out of this situation is that, like food for example, and I'm sure many of you are doing the same, but we're having to put odd meals together that we wouldn't usually have tried or humoured. But actually we found a few meals that have been a bit out of the ordinary to us. It might be something that other people would find usual, but out of the ordinary to us, and we've actually really enjoyed it. So, you know, we've actually kind of got used to the whole situation quite well. I was saying to my partner that I feel the children have adapted amazing. If you take into consideration that one of my children have tic disorder, another is diagnosed with autism. Realistically, most of the people in the house are autistic and being investigated, but we have one diagnosed autistic child, one child with tic disorder. Both those two children have selective mutism, and they both need structure in their lives, and they've struggled, don't get me wrong, but in terms of having to deal with this at their ages, at the ages of 5 and 6, we think they've done an absolutely amazing job. We're very proud of them, and as soon as this is all lifted, we're going to spoil them rotten. We're going to take them out and they're going to have the best time ever. We've also been saying that we're glad that we managed to put the holiday back to next year when we did, because I reckon if we'd have left it much longer, everyone would have been doing the same thing, and then we just wouldn't have had a holiday next year because the dates would have gone. And I'm just so glad that we did actually think about it all when we did. So anyone that doesn't know, we did actually have another Butlins holiday booked for this summer. We went last year, loved it, so we booked a slightly longer one for this year. And well, we figured out quite early on that it would probably become a problem. We started to wonder if it might be, and at that particular point we decided to contact them and push it back by a year, which we did. Now that did actually cause a lot of disappointment because people were looking forward to it, including me and my partner. We were so disheartened. It wasn't nice at the time, but we got through it. We all came to the conclusion that the longer it takes to go on this holiday, the more time we've got to make it that little bit more special, so it's not all bad. It has cost us extra. They've slapped another £200 to the cost on top, and it was literally a matter of days later. But obviously, from season to season, prices change, so we've just had to swallow that, unfortunately. I've actually got to the stage where thinking about leaving the house out the front door is scaring me. I'm petrified. The thought of it at times is making me shake. I have had panic attacks just thinking of the prospect of going out the front. Now, I don't need to. That is the issue. At the moment, I'm not supposed to. There are occasions where I've been close to doing it because my sugar levels have got too high, and the garden is so small, it's not quite been doing enough. So there's been times where I've felt very, very close to having to, and I've been petrified. And I've started to wonder, with my mental health conditions, whether this is going to become a little bit out of hand, because I'm already, after 3.5 weeks, in a state when it comes to the thought of leaving the house. I don't want to struggle going out, and I really don't want my children to see that. So I think realistically what I'm going to be doing is, if it seems like it's a problem nearer the time where I know I have to do it, I'm going to contact the mental health team if needs be. But I'm thinking the best thing I can do when we are allowed to go out is organise something like a picnic. So you kind of do a short walk, then have a rest, sat outside somewhere, taking everything in, taking in your surroundings, getting used to being outside, and then doing the short walk back again. I think that's probably the way I need to go about things. But it's going to be small steps when it comes to it, because it's going to be hard. It's going to be really, really hard. So anyway, it's Easter Sunday today, so happy Easter to everybody that's watching my videos. I know I'm not looking exactly very Easter, At Easter, I'm wearing Halloween. I've got my funky t-shirt on and some bat earrings, and yeah, I'm probably looking more Halloween today, but I'm very happy. It's the sort of thing I love, so that's what I decided to go with today. Take it from me, everybody. You should just wear and do what you want, what makes you happy. And if people don't like your look, tough. Do what makes you happy. I'm happy, and that's all that matters right now. So let's get on with the news. So the death toll stood at 9,875. The total number of Britons who have died after testing positive for coronavirus almost certainly will pass 10,000 this weekend. So a former public health director has told Sky News this, and yeah, I'm not convinced at this particular stage now, because I saw this yesterday. We've probably surpassed it already anyway. The government needs to be completely honest about coronavirus deaths, because we really don't know the full picture, a former public health director has told Sky News. So they obviously think they know something that we don't, and I'm curious to know what that is. The Duchess of Cornwall has recommended 9 books she thinks will provide comfort during the coronavirus lockdown, including one by her late brother. I don't know what those books are. If you do know, please do let me know. So I have to admit, at times I read headlines, but I don't necessarily read much. Sometimes I read the full story, sometimes I don't. It depends how I'm feeling, how tired I am, and so on and so forth. So if you do know more than what I'm telling you, please do put it in the comments section. It may help somebody down there, so please do that. A vaccine for COVID-19 could be ready as soon as September, according to a professor from Oxford University. Now, whilst that's great news, I did read that one further, and I saw that there's an 80% chance. It also read that it might take a year. So you're looking somewhere between September and April, there might be a vaccine. Who knows? I kind of thought it was going to take about 18 months. So I'm kind of happy with that statement, although I wish it was tomorrow. But, you know, we can't have everything, and we just got to live through it. So the Home Secretary has launched a new campaign telling people who experience domestic abuse or who are at risk of it during the coronavirus lockdown that help is available to them. Now, I do apologise, I don't know what that help is, but once again, if you are experienced and know what this help is, please do let me know. Maybe there's a new hotline or something, I'm not entirely sure. I know there are helplines for different types of charities, so perhaps this is one of them. I mean, I've used helplines for the mental health team, but that's the only one I have experience with, so I wouldn't know, and I wouldn't like to say just in case I get it wrong. A nurse who had her bike stolen while serving on the coronavirus frontline has thanked police from the bottom of her heart after they gave her a replacement and caught the thieves. It's nice to see that people are going to lengths to help the people that are working for the NHS, and I'm very glad that the police caught the thieves. I just hope that the penalty they received is quite a heavy one. The National Coronavirus Testing Centre is still only conducting 1,500 tests a day, more than 2 weeks after it was declared open, Sky News has learned. Now, they wanted, and they predicted that they wanted to be doing 100,000 tests per day by the end of April. And here we are midway through April, and they're only doing 1,500. They've got a long way to go if they're going to reach that target. That's all I can say. The Queen has recorded her first ever Easter message, drawing on her own personal faith to reassure the nation. We know that coronavirus will not overcome us. I don't know if you'd have watched that. I did. Yeah, it was only a short video actually. The Home Secretary has said she is sorry if people feel there have been failings in providing personal protective equipment to NHS staff. There needs to be big apologies, because people have lost their lives because of it, unfortunately. And I think there's more than meets the eye with the amount of NHS staff that we've lost, I don't think they're telling us the true figures, and I don't think... I did see the other day someone being asked the question, how many members of staff have we lost, and they refused to answer. So it doesn't bear thinking about right now. I'm not sure any of us want to know, to be fair, either. I think it would only scare people. And lastly, Boris Johnson has praised the exemplary care he has received from doctors and nurses during his coronavirus treatment, saying, "I owe them my life." Now, that's a statement I can understand, because that's how I felt when I pulled through pneumonia and beat it. When you have such a close call with your life, you are eternally grateful to the NHS, and it opens your eyes and it changes your whole way of life and your way of thinking. And yes, they do an incredible job and they deserve absolutely everything right now. So that's all for today. Please don't forget my clapping emoji. I'll see you all again with the update tomorrow. Bye everyone.